Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be going over and reviewing and talking about chapter 1046. And it's crazy to think that One Piece has come this far. We're now on to chapter 1046. I remember when I started picking up One Piece around right before Thriller Bark. So I started picking up One Piece around Marineford, and it's crazy to think it's come this far. So let's go on to talk about 1046. So 1046 was not as much as an action-packed chapter. We did get a lot of stuff from Raizo and other characters and them just figuring out what they're going to do with Onigashima. So we're going to go into that. But first, the chapter starts off with Luffy and Kaido. They're still fighting on the rooftops. And it looks like Luffy is still just bouncing around having a good time. And it kind of seems towards the end of this chapter that Luffy is getting a little drained. So I think they're going to wrap up the fight with him and Kaido within the next couple of chapters, hopefully. So the chapter starts off with Kaido has a question, and Kaido asks Luffy, and Kaido says to Luffy, let me ask you one thing, who the hell are you? And Luffy's like, what? But it's cool because right after Kaido asks that question, the next panel is us panning over to Zunisha, and Zunisha saying, how nostalgic, that rhythm, Joy Boy. Zunisha goes on to say, hey Joy Boy, it's as if you're right here, how nostalgic. How exhilarating, this all feels like fate, but I can't help but think that we should put our faith in that boy. So this kind of gets me thinking with Zunisha saying it says, it's as if you're right here speaking about Joy Boy as a person instead of like a title. And the reason why I'm starting to think it's not a title and Joy Boy was a person, because Zunisha goes on to say we should put our faith in that boy. And I think Joy Boy was maybe a person, and then Joy Boy as a person, the title got passed down. So there was an original Joy Boy who had the Sun God fruit, and then from there the name of Joy Boy got passed down to be a title. So I like this because we see Luffy go back to his roots and he says, wait, who, me? I'm Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm the man who's gonna beat you and become king of the pirates. And we see this cool shot of Luffy in 5th gear. So Kaido says, I'm glad to see you still got that big mouth. And he says, this is what we call an awakening. Your mind and body are finally able to harness the true potential of your power. And then Kaido goes on to say, and it sure is one ridiculous power. So this really makes me interested for Kaido's backstory, because it seems like Kaido knows a lot about Joy Boy. And I'm starting to kind of get the sense that Kaido is not really a villain, but Kaido has some ulterior motive or plan that he's trying to set in that would be for the good of the world, but he just went about it the wrong way. Kind of like most villains that we see, like Sosuke Aizen and Mamoru Uchiha. So we see Luffy and Kaido still exchanging blows. Luffy's using Gum Gum Meteor and Kaido's hitting him with his Kanabo, and Luffy is taking shape of the Kanabo just like we saw in the previous chapter when he had the spiky nose. And Luffy is hitting Kaido, and we see here Luffy is hitting Kaido and Kaido's body. I think this is it turning to rubber because we see Kaido's body, Luffy punching through, and we can see Luffy's fist on the other side. So Luffy starts coughing, and that's because the flames have actually now reached the top of the tower. So all of Onigashima is on fire, and Kaido mentions this. So for the fumes to reach this far, that must mean the whole castle is set in flames now. And then he says to Luffy, and that means thousands of your men are trapped down below, and they're all gonna die. And I like this because Luffy goes on to say, I left everything that's happening down there to them, and I fully trust them. I've got nothing to worry about other than sending you flying. So Kaido uses devastating gust, and we see Luffy pull a Jim Carrey where he like lifts his lower body up from his groin, dodging the blast. So then we pan over to the castle, and we see that the whole castle, the whole island is set in flames. And we see Nami and Chopper, and they're running around looking for Zoro, Frankie, and all the rest of the Straw Hats. So we just see a lot of chaos and confusion from everyone on the island trying to get out, trying to figure out what they're gonna do, how to put the flames out. And we get this really funny moment because we go over to Brook and Robin, and one of the random samurai says, oh Lord, you must have suffered a lot to be burnt up this bad, to Brook. And Brook goes, oh no, I'm not a burnt up corpse. So we see Sanji, and it looks like Sanji's doing his thing, escorting a group of women out. You know Sanji, always trying to get some play. Also see Usopp trying to use some of his techniques to put out the fire, but it seems like nothing's working, so this fire is raging out of control. Next Straw Hat, we do see Frankie, and he is carrying Zoro, and he's also looking for the other Straw Hats. And he says he gotta find Chopper soon or Zoro's not gonna make it. So it seems like Zoro's in pretty bad condition, but we will see Zoro recover from this. We know, just like he always does. But one thing I hate that they're doing to Zoro's character is it seems like Zoro is always nerfed by something. Like we haven't seen Zoro at 100% capacity after a fight or even 50% capacity after a fight or going into a fight. We have not seen Zoro at 100 yet, because every time we see Zoro get into a fight, it's either he has some crazy injury he's healing from, or he just has some internal medical problem. So Zoro has not been at 100% for a while. Like, just going into the Onigashima fight, Zoro had just taken a fight with Killer and the swordsman on the bridge. I forgot his name, but he was stabbed through and he was injured pretty bad. So we always see Zoro injured, and it's like he can never get a full 100% power fight. So hopefully in the future we do see something from Zoro. I do have a theory video on Zoro, which I'm going to be posting later on this week. I have a lot of theory videos for One Piece, so just make sure to like and subscribe and look for all of those videos because they are coming very soon. So this is the highlight of the chapter. This is where it starts, right here. So we see Jinbei and Raizo, and Raizo says to Jinbei, "Thank you for putting all of your faith and trust into me." And Jinbei says to Raizo, "Luffy decided to ally with all the samurai. How could I doubt you?" So it seems like Jinbei and Raizo are about to plan something big, and they're about to be the MVPs of this chapter. So Raizo goes on to say to Jinbei, "The feeling is mutual. I believe in you as well." And we start having flashbacks of Raizo when they were in the castle and the castle was burning and he couldn't save Momonosuke, Hiyori, and all of them. And he says, "I will never let anything like that happen again. Ever since that day, I've sworn that nothing like that will ever happen again." So we get a flashback to Raizo just chilling on Wano, and he sees Zunisha using their trunk to bathe himself, and he says, "Wow, this is a crazy amount of water. Do you mind if I take some?" So he uses one of the scrolls, you know, the same scroll he used to wrap a cow's Boro breath and send it back to them. He takes one of those and fills it with this crazy amount of water, just in preparations that he will never be in a situation where people that he care about are burning. Now that we know that, we obviously know why Jinbei's there. So Raizo unleashes the scroll, throws this huge, crazy, insane amount of water towards Jinbei, and Jinbei uses his water heart shoulder throw. He uses every single move that he has to try and contain this water and throw it throughout the whole castle. And we see the water busting through the castle everywhere, and we see Jinbei say, go flood every corner of this castle. And it's beautiful because we see Raizo saying, "May the water of Zo rescue these people." So we get to see some of the other characters. We get to see like Killer and everyone thinking they're on death's door because they're trapped by the flames, and this huge amount of water just comes everywhere. So, and then we see this huge amount of water just start splashing them from every which direction, saving them, putting out the flames. So it seems like Jinbei and Raizo really did come in clutch for this moment. Hey, give Jinbei some water and he can make some miracles happen. So we pan over to Yamato and Momonosuke, and we see Yamato saying, "Hurry, Momonosuke." And then we see, I think this is still Yamato saying it, but saying like, what? Wait, why is Kaido still alive? And they're saying he's at his limit and his flame clouds are not going to last any longer. So Yamato is basically telling Momonosuke, you have to strengthen your clouds and you have to make this island fly. You have to land this plane. So then we're nearing the end of the chapter, and we pan back over to Luffy versus Kaido, and we see Luffy, aka Eneru, using lightning attacks on Kaido. We see Luffy, a panel of him grabbing lightning from out of midair, about to strike Kaido with it. And the chapter ends with both Luffy and Kaido looking and laughing at each other, smiling, and the chapter ends with Onigashima is about to fall. So overall, this was a pretty good chapter, if I do say so myself. It was really nice to see the whole thing with Raizo and Jinbei. We could say Raizo was clutch for this chapter because we did see him putting out that fire, and he came up with this plan because he never wanted to go through the situation that he went through with Momonosuke, Toki, and all of them up on Oden's castle. So he came in clutch with this plan that he had prepared, and Jinbei was there just to help him out with it. So we gotta give it up for Raizo and Jinbei. And I know a lot of people have been talking about this since the spoilers come out, but Luffy grabbing the lightning, what does this mean? What is this? Did Luffy summon this lightning? Did he cast it? How is he grabbing it? Is he controlling it? Will this become something that's a part of his new kit? It's just crazy. We have a lot going on in these One Piece chapters. It's like for the last like 6 chapters, hit after hit after hit, Oda's just going off on these chapters, and you could tell he's having a lot of fun writing this. And I think that's nice, because one thing that really makes a story for me is when the author, you can tell that they're having fun writing this. And I feel like Oda's at a place where he's having fun writing the story. Not saying he wasn't, but you could just tell Luffy's going back to his roots. Oda's able to draw this wacky stuff, and we know Oda likes to draw wacky stuff, so I think he's having a lot of fun drawing up these chapters. There's been no breaks when there should have been breaks, so we thank Oda for that. But overall, this was a really good chapter. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below what you think about this chapter. I'm going to know what your guys' theories are, so make sure not to leave this video without leaving a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. With all that being said, I want you guys to have a good day or night wherever you're in the world, and peace.